Hi! Welcome back to episode 3 of Charles Chat. My name is Charles McGrath, also known as Miss Oona Upland. I am the lead writer of Charles-Oona.com, which is a blog focused on productivity and cultural commentary. I am also a drag queen, performer, and activist presently based in San Diego, California. So, welcome back to everyone tuning back in for our third episode. You will notice that we have a change of scenery. So welcome to my room. It's been very rainy here these past couple days, so our usual outside spot is a little soggy right now. I wanted to talk this week about something very important to me, something that I think a lot of people struggle with or love, but a topic nonetheless that kind of, whether or not we like it, we all have to deal with during this present time, and that is being alone. I myself am an extrovert through and through. I gain my energy through the presence and interaction with other people. I love connecting with people on a digital or personal level. That being said, I love my time alone. I'm an only child, so growing up I spent a lot of time by myself. That's where I developed my love of reading. That's where I think I really developed a sense of independence that way. And I don't ever feel like I need to recharge, if you will, after being with lots of people. But I am most productive on my own. My friends know this. I am the first one. If you ask me what I'm doing on any given evening, if I do presently have plans with myself to get something done, I am the first one. I will text you right back. Hey honey, thanks so much for thinking of me, but I have something I'm actually going to spend tonight alone. Or like, I'm going to grab a coffee before I go home if you want to chat for an hour and catch up, but then I really got to go. Things like that. So, I think that this is a very important topic right now because due to the coronavirus and COVID-19 that is kind of altering the way that our society, especially in America, is working right now, a lot of us are spending more time at home. I myself do have asthma, so I do kind of fall under that pre-existing condition or compromised immune system group of people, and I would kind of be affected in a different way than someone without asthma or respiratory issues. So, this whole weekend I am pent up at home, but I'm just going to share my own journey with alone time and what that means, tips for you if you're not accustomed to it, and then maybe some ideas of how we can get through staying connected and how we can get through staying productive during this time when, for many of us, either our work has been postponed or our social activities have been canceled, things of that nature. So let's get started. As I said, I was an only child and I spent a lot of time alone. I spent a lot of time going out on my own. That was a big thing for me, especially like in my early teenage years. I would go to the movies by myself and museums and dinner and all of that. Then I started to gain some friendships. I should also point out at this time I didn't have that many friends. And then as I started to gain friendships, I really discovered my love of friendships. Those of you that know me know I am really, really loyal, and I love dedicating time and setting aside time for all of my friendships. I think it's an investment. But I reached a point a little over a year ago, it was probably about a year and a half ago, where the present job where I was employed really slowed down. It was in the tourist industry, and fall hit, and I just wasn't getting called in as much. I was the second newest person there, and the schedule just slowed down a lot. So I was spending a lot more time at home. I didn't really know anyone in my city. A lot of my friends at this point had moved away. And so I was spending pretty much every day at home, give or take maybe once a week. And that was at the generous point of this probably 3 or 4 month stretch that I'm talking about. I think in September I did 4 shifts, and then in October and November I did 4 shifts total. So I spent a lot of time at home. But I was so accustomed to working evenings with this particular job that I ended up staying up. I would get up at 12 or 1 or whatever I was accustomed to. I had no place to be. And I would stay up until 2 or 3 and then go to bed. I kept the same schedule. And I got to a place, I was, sitting here. I'm on my bed, as you can see. Sitting here just thinking, I have to do something. I don't know what. I don't know where I have to go. But I cannot sit in this room any longer. And it was late. It was about 9:30. And no place was really open. I didn't want to go get dinner. I didn't want to go see a movie, or no movies were playing or something. And there was a 24-hour coffee shop that was open, so I decided to go there. And then if you live in San Diego, you know exactly which coffee shop I'm talking about, and you know that I love it so much. I still go there 3, 4, 5 times a week to get work done. But that was my way out. That's when I really realized I'm an extrovert. I need to be around other people in order for me to not get stir crazy, in order for me to reach a certain level of productivity, in order for me to feel energized enough to do things. I would rather coexist with people in silence, me on my laptop and strangers in a coffee shop, than me staying at home and doing the exact same thing on my laptop. Once I realized that, a big switch happened, and I noticed that while I liked my time alone, part of why I liked being alone and was able to be alone was I was getting the energy from other people in my day-to-day life that was fueling the productivity I needed, that I could get things done. If I go long stretches of time without human interaction, I personally feel isolated. I really struggle with loneliness, especially if people are not reaching out to me. That's a big thing. I had to realize that I had to be the one to initiate those conversations and schedule things and all of that. So that's my own personal struggle with it. And now that we have COVID-19, which has shut down Disneyland and Universal Studios and every theater, and films are postponing their release, and we have clubs closing and restaurants closing and bars closing, and a lot of us are going to have to spend a lot more time at home. So my tips that I have for you, that I have learned as someone who spends a lot of time alone and has learned to really find that balance in recognizing why I like being alone and what I need to do so that I can continue enjoying my time alone. Number one is we have amazing contraptions with us every single day. We have computers in our pocket. I'm filming on one right now, that enable us to stay connected with each other, that enable us to also continue to get our work done. So I urge you all to not view this as a break or a vacation, but really continue to live life. There's no reason to stop living. There's still not only an amazing source of entertainment available at our fingertips, there's also an amazing source and sources of knowledge that we can do. I've really gotten into podcasts while I've been spending more time alone, even if I'm just cleaning my room, which I haven't really done in a long time, or doing laundry, which again, I haven't really done in a long time. So we have podcasts, we have so many books for free, we have documentaries, we have interviews, we have archived footage and amazing intellectual stimulants that are accessible to us. So why not use them? Why not be productive? Because we now also have so much time, I do understand a lot of our work can be done, but for some of us, maybe if you do work in the service industry or in a gig economy or things like that, you can't really do anything at home like you could do as a freelance entrepreneur, say, or writer, something like that. In that case, I would say really use this time to hone your craft, hone your art. If there's a project that you've been meaning to get done, if there's a dress that needs to be made, or a screenplay you want to write, or you want to really practice playing your guitar, now would be the time to do that. I think this shouldn't for us just be a time of sitting around watching TV the whole time. Yes, watch TV, enjoy, relax, but let's also be productive with it. And that brings me to my third and final tip, which is utilize this as a time for rest and self-care. I am the first one to admit that there is a large difference in being productive out at an office when you have to be there at 9 o'clock and you have to get up early and you have a social life you're trying to foster afterwards. that has its own onus or aura about it that can get hectic and frenzied and frantic and frenetic and all of these really bad things that we can sometimes associate with productivity or with, you know, being a workaholic. Now, we still have so many tools, but we're taking away the environment. We're maybe taking away some of the early deadlines. We're taking away maybe things that aren't as comfortable. So, continue to learn and continue to be productive about what it is that you're trying to get done. Understand that now we're taking away commute time. You have at least an hour now that you can spend on a hobby, you know, or use that hour to sleep in to help better yourself through the act of self-care and rest and rejuvenation. I think that's a word. So that when you do go back to work, when we all go back to work, hopefully sooner and not later, we will be well rested. We will be not only more invested in our hobbies and our art, we will have a greater respect for human interactions, but on top of that, we will hopefully have studied up on some things and learned some new things and talked to people, maybe our digital friends that kind of get left aside during our day-to-day hustle and bustle. So, try to find a silver lining. On top of that, wash your hands at least for 20 seconds. Sing a song while you do it, whatever song you want. I don't care what genre. And understand that even if you are healthy, like myself, even though I do have asthma, I do understand I probably would not be as at risk due to my age and my general health. It's not so much about us. It's about coming in contact with other people or carrying that this virus to people who maybe aren't as healthy or are more susceptible to actually have long-term damage. The main reason that we're quarantining is not because large groups of people are bound to die, but we are trying to contain this so that we give our medical professionals the time and resources to really care for everyone that is getting infected and kind of slow that process for them. Stay informed. Make sure that you are going through the right channels. Misinformation is spread massively during this time and spread incredibly faster than any other time. So make sure that let's not be alarmist about it. Let's be smart. Let's enjoy some time alone. And hopefully in the spring and by the time this kind of begins to clear up, we'll be enjoying some nice warmer weather. Thanks so much, guys. Feel free to check out charles-oona.com for photographs and blog posts and a lot more of my musings that are, I feel, elaborated on a little bit more via writing. You can follow me on Instagram at charles.oona. That's OONA. And enjoy your time alone. Have a great rest of your day. Stay stunning and make good choices, kiddos. Mwah.